The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. The ants in France stay mainly in your pants. Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing, huh? Today is Friday, January 15th, 2016. This is your weekly Forex trading strategy session here at fxstreet.com. Thank you, FX Street. Thank you, moderator. So today we are planning to cover both technical and fundamental analysis. We'll go through the charts. We'll talk about what's going on in the world. I'll answer your questions. You are the boss. I am the humble currency trader. So you can also pick the currency pairs that I'm going to cover. Oh, crap. Let me get rid of this. So on and so forth, okay? Mark wants to talk about the Chinese stock market. Well, I'm not in control of that, nor is the free market, right? So, but who cares? When something's over-leveraged, it's got to be deleveraged eventually. But look, one of the things that the Chinese government enacted in August was that you're not allowed to sell. Well, some people misunderstand that. They think that means you're not allowed to short sell. No. What they mean is you're not allowed to cash out if you're an institutional investor. Why would you make an investment if there was no exit strategy? So anyways, how funny is that, right? All right, so let's just get going. Let's just dump into the technicals first. Lots of interesting things going on in the world today. Right? There's something right in the world today. I don't know what it is. Come on, loading. Come on, Bubba. I got like 10 million bajillion different things going on my computer right now. I guess maybe I should have closed some of these things. There we go. Too many things. All right. So lots of interesting things going on. $30. 29 something earlier on the oil. Pretty interesting, right? So let's see, let me use the built-in drawing tool first. Let's see how that goes. All right, well, a little slow. Start, what color? Oh, it's yellow. Nice. All right, so you can see, I don't know if it's going to let me draw. Whoa, it's not drawing. There we go. Let's do it now. Okay. Lower low, lower high, double bottom, double top. So now we're range bound. Okay. Consolidate. Test the bottom of the range breakout. Now, the funny thing is you'll see that I already have some lines drawn there. We drew that before price even got down to support. In fact, I think I drew it when we were still way up here at the top of the range. Okay, anyway, so it came down, broke through support, and yet, as you can see, the trade plan here was catch a retracement, lower low. At that point, you got to take this low, drag it across. That's your new sell zone, right? Lower low. This is the old support level, drag it across. It's your new sell zone. And then now we're consolidating right in here around the psychological level of $30 a barrel. And it should be very similar to what we did over here in the consolidation, where generally you move sideways, you trap it, and you catch the breakout up, or you catch the breakout down. And ideally, you already have a bias for some of this already, so you want to trade in that direction. Hua? You know what? I'm going to use a different drawing tool, if you don't mind. But let me kill this. Boop. I think I can kill that. All right. So let me use a different drawing tool because I don't like that one. Hang on. Okay. But by the way, how are you guys doing? We're now halfway through the first month of the year. How's it going? Did 2016 start out good? Did it start out bad? How are you doing emotionally? You know, Harry says great. Richard says up and down. Um, did anyone listen to me in, let's say the last 3 months of 2015? We talked about the Japanese yen going to get strong in the second week of January. Even though for, 6 months. Did anybody catch that in the previous webinars to be ready for it? I talked about how the second and third week of January is usually when I get knocked out of my portfolios. If I'm in a carry trade portfolio and I have like 100 trades open and I'm all, long anything with the Japanese yen on the right, I usually get knocked out the second or third week of January, just year after year after year after year. So the message was be ready for yen strength. So only two people? By the way, this is I think you can see this. So let me zoom in here. And I need to identify my zone here. And you know what? I'm going to mark this one up in case, I believe at some point we're going to come back in here. So I'll do that. Okay. What do you mean you can't see the chart? I can't see what you can see, so I don't know. Are you guys having problems with seeing the screen? It says you are sharing this monitor. Oh, no wonder so many people are. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. It's the chat, not chart. All right. All right. Well, I'll leave it to the host. But anyways, there's the next levels of concern. A traditional move here is let it come back and then drop it like it's hot, right? And why? Well, because if you sold here, you'd sell low, right? You're not supposed to sell low. You're supposed to sell high. Okay, so that's oil. By the way, it's just been reported. November outflows. Okay, yeah, no, forget it. I'm just reading something from the Russian central bank. What should we do here? Goldilocks? Let's do some Goldilocks, little Goldie. That looks like a J-Lo to me. How about you? Look how fast this trend is on the 4-hour. Oops, that didn't draw right. Let's try this again. Okay, right? Uh, 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 It's all beautiful, right? It's all good. It's all good. Everything's good. Holy smokes! That's not supposed to be there, right? So you need to mark this as an important area, technically. But let's say it's just a daily or a weekly pullback, fine, then this should fall again if the trend is going to resume. right? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Gonna now we have a double bottom. Whoop. Reversal. Is it forming? What do you do in a scenario like this? You fib here to here, and if it takes the fib, it'll be significant. If it doesn't take the fib, then it's just going to come down and triple bottom. Does that make sense? There's only two things that are likely to happen in this scenario up in here. It's either going to retrace down and touch the triple bottom, which may break, but we don't know, but at least come down there. Because if it makes a lower low, it's still going to touch here. Or if it's range bound, it's going to come down and touch here. But if it's going to have liftoff, it's going to play the fib, right? So it makes a 618, and you got yourself liftoff. Boom, right? 618, pachow. And now, maybe, just maybe, just maybe, just maybe, just maybe, just maybe, right? Maybe roll reversal, maybe fib of this. And the plan would be long and strong. Now, we got to break this high, right? But, you know, what if it did this? Okay, back to 11, new higher high. That would be very significant, technically speaking. Don't you think? Okay. Some bonehead put a 618 there. It's not quite right. I didn't quite measure this right. But anyways, you can see it, right? What kind of bonehead buys it at a 618? What a loser. All right, so anyways, that's that. I think it's interesting. I'm not really a bull on gold, but it's interesting price action as a technician. There are some things you just have to do, right? Sort of like the way of the warrior, right? It's just like, I don't have a choice. I'm a warrior. It's what I do. I war. I'm a trader. What do I do? Well, I'm not really a bull, but I have to buy that. Now, I'm not going to make real money unless we get a 1, 2, 3 scenario. And I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think it's going to come down and then up and, maybe consolidate, but whatever. Just that's that. So with this in mind, busted out to a daily chart. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part. Kicking off here. It's a very dangerous little game, but, right? I actually used it as a buy zone. But anyways, it's a dangerous little game. Commodities are still coming down. And I have a key line in the sand, a key line pie, that is of significant sort of emotional importance to me. And I've been pretty clear that it makes no sense technically. Okay. Oh, Pan wants to do inflation news out of the UK. Well, what about the Polish CPI? You want to cover that? Anyone trading the zloty this morning? The Polish zloty? Okay, that's Aussie Swiss. Make sure I don't get caught up there on the Aussie Swiss. All right, so the psych level for me, or emotional level for me, was this interesting level of 7.0 or 0.70000. But besides that, this is straight down like a rocket ship. And you can see clearly I already have some plans laid out for us. Can everyone see the plan? I mean, the plan is, we're on our way to 67. Yeah, Euro Aussie. But see, it's funny. I wouldn't do the Euro Aussie. It's just so it's an interesting thing. But I'm glad you made money on it. Good job. All right. So, anyways, down, is bird is the word, right? Down is sort of the plan here, and I think there's plenty of room for a little pullback and stuff. But commodity currencies are being punished. We still have an all-time low on the Baltic Dry Index. All-time low. So when you see things like that, um, you tend to sell commodity currencies. There was one glimmer of hope on Aussie earlier, and that had to do with better than expected Chinese export data. That was a glimmer of hope. And Aussie USD was at 70. And if I go out to the daily chart, we were at 70 for a very long time, since August. 70 held, 70 held, 70 held, 70 held, right? Then we're at 75, and then retest at 70 here, and then way up, and then down, and then and now new lower low. So there was a lot of hope there, but this is a bearish trend no matter how you look at it. And I have a lot of down arrows drawn and not many up, but it was almost hopeful. It was like spotting a unicorn. You rub your eyes and look again, and you're hoping it's still there. Like 70 would be the awesomest place for this to flip and say and pick, pick the bottom in commodities, but that strategy usually stinks. So anyways, off it goes. It's making a lower low. Too bad, so sad. Its cousin, the Kiwi, it had some bad news this week. How many people here paid attention to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's crop report? Uh-huh. You just skip all that stuff? Nah, I don't really like that. I like to pay attention to only the ADX and my MACD. Now, come on, guys. Remember, we're currency traders. We need money to move across borders, and money moves across borders a lot when new data is added because there's risk, but there's also opportunity. There are winners, there are losers. People are getting in, people are getting out, people are trying new things. And if you can get a pretty good grasp on when these, events occur, and if you get pretty good at anticipating where the money's going to go and where the money's going to come from, now you got yourself some nice currency trades. One of the things that the U.S. Department of Agriculture told us a few days ago is that they expect, what was it, a 6% decline in dairy prices in 2016? And that's your golden opportunity to sell the Kiwi dollar. So a lot of people don't know this, but the Kiwis, New Zealand, produces a lot of dairy relative to their, as a percentage of GDP than I think any other country in the world. It's not just hobbits and, and stuff like that. It's not sheep. Yeah, it's cows, actually. Where do you see those reports come up? You just have to be brilliant, Gino. By the way, has anyone seen the movie Trading Places? Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. It was such an important movie that it also spawned the idea of turtles and turtle traders. The idea of growing a trader came from that movie, and they used the U.S. Crop report for frozen concentrated orange juice, right? Pork bellies, right, Richard? And it's interesting because there is some trader psychology. What are they going to do on the last day of trading right before Christmas? So if you want to watch a funny movie, and a movie that every professional trader on the planet has seen, um, watch Trading Places. It's pretty funny, actually. So anyways, they use the U.S. crop report, and you get to see what floor trading is like or was like, and that is the real Chicago Board of Trade. Or wait, was it Chicago Board of Trade that? Yeah, no, they're in New York, right? NYMEX for I don't know, whatever. They're on the floor. Yeah, it's NYMEX, right? Coffee, sugar, frozen concentrated orange juice. That's all New York, isn't it? When I walked onto the Chicago Board of Trade, you walk through this door and you get into this big room. At least you think it's a big room, but it's actually the small room. There's a bigger room just around the corner. But you walk in, and you're like, oh man, I'm on the floor. I'm surrounded by traders. There's screens everywhere. People are yelling, screaming, this is awesome. And then you're like, what pit am I in? What pit? And you know what pit I was standing in? Soybean meal. Oh my God, I'm in the soybean meal trading pit. What's soybean meal? I think it's just cattle feed, isn't it? And tofu. But it's awesome, right? And you're like, this is so awesome. And then you kind of walk around and you enter this other room. And you go from a room that's like the size of an indoor basketball court, right? Kind of thing. Suddenly you turn the corner and go into this other room. It's the size of like a hockey rink. And you're like, whoa, is that the S&P 500? Oh, that's awesome. Right? That's how I was anyways. Let's check that out. Is that the S&P 500? Oh my God. Gotta go there. Let's go to the S&P 500. Right? No, that's not how you'd be. Hey, what's over there? What's over there? What's over there? Oh, well, that's where they trade 10-year T-note. 10-year T-note. I love the 10-year T-note. Yeah. No, yeah. Okay. I guess that was just me, right? That's just me. So anyways, we'll load this sucker up. What's going on? Why is it taking so slow? In all seriousness, though, I was unsure about going to see these professional traders. I kind of felt out of my league a little bit going in. Like, man, I'm just a retail Forex trader. What do I know? And you know what I felt like leaving? Inspired beyond belief. Inspired beyond belief. Because I felt like I could take those guys on and beat them. Because I could see what they're doing, and I'm like, oh, snap. I can take these guys on. I know exactly what they're doing, and I can beat them. That's how I felt. I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm like, I can beat these guys. All right. So anyway, speaking about winning, here's NZ, right? Aussie, Kiwi. Kiwi losing. And when did the U.S. crop report come out? I don't know, about a week ago. And that was about down here. So we're up, 250 pips on this move. But you can see I've already tagged. What I did is I looked at the pivot profit zone. Okay. Projected top of the week. Let me just mark this up in case you aren't familiar with pivots. On Monday, which would be, oops, let me get the pen out. On Monday, we were in here. That's Monday, okay? Each week. This is last week right here. This is this week here. This is the week before, okay? And on Monday, the projected high, the conservative target was here. The aggressive target is here. And then I also look at things like psych levels, and we have a psych level, as you can see here, if you follow it across. So I took this low and I drew a trend line, which hadn't started yet. The move hadn't happened yet. We were still in the range, but I projected it up to right in the middle of the target to the psych level. I'm sorry it went 2 pips higher. I'm sorry. Can't be perfect every day. I must have been tired. Right? And then so I'm looking at this. Okay? So the next move is down. Roll reversal. You see I already have it tagged ready to go. There's the old high. Used to be resistance. Maybe in the future it'll act like support. And you can see we've already had a bearish engulfing candle, so we kind of like 3-wave down and then expansion wave up. Okay. The cool thing is we talked about it like in here, right? On Tuesday, and here it is Friday setting up. So what's the future going to look like, ladies and germs? What's the whole point of this webinar? Right? What is the point? The point is I'm trying to teach you how to plan ahead and succeed. And make at least an extra 1,000 pips. I guess I need to say that every day, every time we get together here. My stated goal for doing these weekly webinars is to contribute at least 1,000 pips towards your success. Okay? But I'm not here, like when I do this, I'm not talking about last week, dude, because when I drew this plan, we were talking to, we were probably here, maybe. I can't even remember. It's, right? And I'm like, oh, well, we'll kick off this bottom and then we'll make a higher high. Where's the resistance going to be? And if it makes a higher high, then we got to do a 1, 2, 3 off the roll reversal. And therefore, boom. So I'm basically doing planning for 2 weeks ahead. So that's where, that's the message I'm trying to get across. We probably did this last week, maybe even last Friday. Maybe it was an NFP thing. I can't even remember when I drew this. Okay, but that was the projected move, combination of pivot points, okay, and psych levels. So we did that. The next part is, well, then it's got to retrace, kick off of the roll reversal. So what is the message here? The message is this could go down for today and maybe Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Maybe you're doing this next week, and we're on our way to 109 to 110. Is that plausible? Okay, so the question is, how did you get to there? All right. And why not farther down, right? All right. Okay, let me get my drawing tool here. Okay, support, 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 support. Okay. This is a J-low. What's a J-low, guys? A big, wide bottom. Not fat, though, Pan. Not fat. It's only genetics, right? Yeah. So it just looks like it's rolling over. Also, remember, and I was talking about this earlier, one of my hopes, now even though it was a fallacy, one of the hopes was 0.70000 would hold on the Aussie USD, right? Okay? So if that was the case and Aussie USD started going up, what would Aussie Kiwi be likely to do? Oh, David wants to know how did I know it would go up? It's funny how you say 107,985. Uh, well, what I say is 108. It's just a psych level, dude. You want to know why it's drawn on my chart? Aha, maybe that's what you're looking at. Okay. That's yesterday's high, or yeah, just on the time frame or whatever. But zooming in, all I did, and I did say this earlier, but let's just be clear, right? On Monday, with new pivots drawn, this red area is considered the target. There's a conservative target here. Okay. There's an aggressive target here. So somewhere in the middle is the target, it's this whole red zone is the target. Okay. In my book, I call it the pivot profit zone. Well, what do you do in a profit zone? Get into a new trade? Or do you get out of an existing trade? Is it an in zone or an out zone? Pivot profit zone. It's an out zone, which means you would have been long earlier, right? Now look at this. The week before, that's the pivot profit zone for bears. That's where you take profit. That's the projected, this line right here was the conservative bearish target for last week. Okay? Neato, huh? So anyways, so I was hoping 70 would hold on Aussie USD. Therefore, I'm looking for this to go up. Now, 70 didn't hold, but Kiwi got weak because of its numbers, right? Things like a downgrade by the U.S. Department of Agriculture for dairy prices, which means if New Zealand is in the business of selling the rest of the world dairy products, and dairy product prices are supposed to go down, that's bad for New Zealand. Okay, so anyways, so this goes up, and so I got lucky on that sense. I only got half of the equation right. But nonetheless, this is what the pivots tell me. And then I say, well, which one is it going to be? Is it going to be the conservative target or the aggressive target? Well, I never know. But I'll say, oh, well, what else is up here? Look, a psych level of 1.08. I don't care about anything like 107.98 and a half. Who cares about that? Just throw it in there. So you're like, yeah, right in there somewhere. And I would anticipate that that's where investors are going to take profit. Not investors, sorry, traders. That's where traders are going to take profit. Okay? Do you understand that the week earlier in here, that's where traders took profit? And this week, this is where traders took profit? Don't you just love pivot points? Don't you just love it? Don't turn your head away. Look at it. That is a fact. Projected bottom for the week. Projected top for the week. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And so, is it everything? No, of course it's not everything. It would have, I had a lot of assumptions in this trade plan, and some of them came true and some didn't. But now we have new technicals. Right? So like, for example, look at how my chart is drawn. I have a bottom, I have a top. That's called range, isn't it? I'm employing a range-bound strategy. And then we're at a breakout. How do you trade a breakout? Easy. Let it come back to the scene of the crime and long bomb this sucker for 109 or 1010. Right? 109, 110. Or more. Whatever you want, dude. That means there's a lot of Kiwi weakness. When you have a risk-off deleveraging globally, what currencies tend to get strong? Gino wants to know pivot profit zones. They are pivot points, Gino. So they're not calculated from weekly or daily or monthly. No. They are pivot points. So if you're using daily pivot points, the pivot profit zone for a bullish trend is M4R2. But if you're weekly bull, it's M4R2. If you're monthly bull, it's M4R2. It's just that's the pivot profit zone for bulls is M4R2. Okay. So anyways, Euro is no, Jimmy, no. The answer I'm looking for in today's world is USD Japanese yen. In a risk-off deleveraging mode, which we're in currently, okay, you want to buy Japanese yen. Why? It's not a bad question to ask. Why do these currencies get strong in deleveraging risk-off modes? Buying bonds. And they are the two most mature bond markets in the world. Nice. You want an example of deleveraging? Look at that. That's the Baltic Dry Index. This would represent global trade. Look at global trade since August. Wow, huh? That's the lowest in the history of keeping records of bulk shipping prices. Okay? So you might want to buy stock in companies that scrap ships. And I saw a documentary on how they do this in some countries. There's one place in India where they take this like tanker, right? Huge thing. It's like 10 football fields. I don't know. The thing is giant, right? It's like a mini city. It's so big. And they drive it full steam into the beach. It's amazing. There's like full steam ahead. I got that. And they just drive it right into the beach because they're done with it anyways. They're just going to scrap it, right? Boom! They drive it right into the beach. They disembark. The captain says a few words, and he leaves. And all of a sudden, like 20,000 guys with blowtorches show up. It's sort of like ants on a candy bar. Well, there you go. Look at that. That's funny. Richard typed it as I was saying it. Cool. And that's it. And in a very short order, the ship is gone. Okay. So anyways, the reason I'm showing this is I actually wanted to go to let's do 10-year treasury T note. 10-year T notes. It's funny, 10-year T notes. I didn't type that in, did I? How funny. January 12th, 2015 or 16? I guess it's 16. All right, so that's pretty close, right? Look at that. What is this? What does this represent? Oh, yeah, decline. Not really, actually. This represents people buying bonds because this is the yield on the 10-year Treasury, 10-year T-note. So if interest rates are falling because of the inverse relationship between price and yield, if yield is falling, price is rising. So how do you, using supply and demand, how do you get prices to go up? Hold back supply. Yeah, but it's not generally a supply issue now. What is it? It's a demand issue. What's going on with demand? It's huge, guys. How do you get prices up? Someone said poor. How do you get prices up? When nobody's buying? What happens when nobody buys? Prices come down when no one's buying. And the opposite of prices going down would be yield going up. And if yield's going up, what they're saying is, look, I need to borrow money. And they're like, I ain't going to lend you no money. Like, oh, man, come on. I just need it till payday. You don't pay me back. I ain't going to lend you nothing. Well, what if I pay you 3% interest? Oh, well, at 3% interest? Okay, maybe. Right? I mean, that's how the world works. So in this case, the opposite is happening. Interest rates are falling because there's so many people lined up to lend money that are looking for safe investments that you don't even have to pay a high yield. Prices are rising because people are buying. It's like an auction. There's lots of people trying to get into the 10-year T-note market. They're bidding up prices, and when price rises, yield falls. Inverse relationship between price and yield. So, well, what does a bond market look like when prices are going up? Well, if you're a foreigner, you're going to need US dollars, for example, to buy US treasuries. And that's when you get a strong dollar. Wow, the webinar is having problems big time with this. Can you guys still see? I might have to reset. Yeah, no, I still see the window even though I don't have it there. Wow, weird. I'm gonna have to probably stop broadcasting. No, if I do stop sharing. How do I do this? Share my screen. Look at that, huh? Share my screen. Which one? Yeah, no, it's frozen for me. Life is a mystery. Yeah, my screen's frozen. If I stop sharing, all right. So we're back to that. So, anyways, if bonds are going up in value and and foreigners are buying these U.S. bonds, then the dollar is going to get strong. What if we do JGB? Inverse, no. Japanese government bond futures. That'll work. No, that's not giving me what I want. That's not right. JGBL, Japanese government bond futures exchange traded notes. I don't even know what that is. All right. Let's try one more time. 10-year Japanese government bonds. Well, all right. Bloomberg's making this difficult. But anyways, there you go. The idea is that the Japanese yen's getting strong and yields are coming down in Japan, and U.S. dollar is getting strong and yields are coming down here. Okay. They're deleveraging, Ryan. They're getting money out of China, for example, and they want to put their money safe for a while. Okay. So that makes the Japanese yen strong and so on and so forth. So putting all this together, Kiwi yen is bearish. What do you think? Lovely, right? Should I be worried about this? Let's go back to the 15-minute chart. So you'd be a fool to sell here. Where do you sell on this on a 15-minute chart, for example? Well, if you read my book, by the way, I just checked out Amazon.com. The book came out 2008, and if you look at hardcover books under a search of Forex, it's still like number 7. 2008. How many years ago was that? What is it? 2016, 2008? Like holy crimoly! That book is old, but it's still awesome, right? So where do you sell? Let's try the webinar drawing software again. You can start broadcasting now. I thought I was broadcasting. Weird. The software's glitchy, man. All right. This is the cell, right? No, sorry, this is the cell. My bad. Can you guys see that? Morning. Isn't that cool? Where we have congruency and, right? It's a centripetal move, if you guys own the book. What I'm talking about is something very simple. This cross here indicates that the market is technically bearish. That's it. Notice how it reset off the 200 EMA, which is trend. Aha. Trend just happened to be down, but whatever. All right, so anyways, lots of things going on. Notice that it's M3, right? What's the target if M3 is your top? The conservative target is M1. Right here is the actual target for the day. Interesting, right? But at this point, way up here in Asia, the market, and I say market, not because I'm stuttering, I'm saying market to make a point that there's a difference between price and market. Okay? The market right here becomes bearish. Therefore, the next conservative repeatable trade is when the 5-8 crosses down again. So here it crosses up. That's actually a time to take profit. Notice how it happens at the first support pivot. Really? It came down to support and stopped? Yeah. Do. Retraces to the 21, which in of itself, if you're pure price action trader, is an opportunity to sell. But what I discuss is the 5-8 cross right here. There's your sell. So I think I can clear this. And let's do it again. Okay. This is when you say, aha, we're bearish. And this is where you say, aha, I sold. Ryan says, dude, this stuff is gold. Yeah. Okay. But again, I've been teaching this at FX Street for 10 years. Nothing new. I haven't changed my strategy in over a decade. I'm such a noob. Well, then I hope to see you every week. Isn't that nice? So I know where you're going to be every Friday. So anyways, guys, now is not the time to sell. Okay? Your time has passed. Okay? So let's do a basic price action exercise. Let me get the drawing tool again. And this is on every time frame. This is on every currency pair. All this is the same to me. Okay. There's a support area here, right? As soon as you find yourself low, like here or here, what you do is you take this old support and you drag it across your chart. And you say, in the future, that support will act like resistance and I will sell. Isn't that neat? I do this on the 5-minute chart, as well as the hourly chart, as well as the daily chart. Okay? So it retraces, as you can see, and you sell, and you see like here and here, you make a new lower low. What do you do now? You take this low and you go. So like when this retraced back, this is a sell. Okay? And you obviously you could play this middle one too, right? Whatever. So you could also do this. And what you're doing is if you're taking the smaller moves, you're not trading the hourly chart, right? You're trading the 15-minute chart. It's all the same. Only the trades will change every day. I keep pipping away. Yeah. Right? Price action, dude. Price action. Sometimes till the day. All right. Okay, so anyways, now we're at mega support, going out to the daily chart. Mega support. What kind of trader sells at support when the market is what is that? 93.1% oversold. What kind of buffoon sells at support? Allahu sahur. Right? So that's a fast moving train. I wouldn't stand in front of that one. So, so anyways, that's cool, right? We're just, adding up, strong versus weak. Give me a pair, any pair to review. Give me something. Gimme, never gets. $8:30 in the morning, up $900 for the day. Nice. USD ZAR. Holy smokes, eh? Yeah, I think there's literally 2,000 videos on YouTube. Yeah, ZAR. Nobody cares about ZAR except South Africa. Um, yeah, next Tuesday I'm going to be promoted to the finance minister of South Africa, but I'm only going to do it for a day. Anything else? Come on. Besides ZAR, can we stick to the majors? By the way, PPI negative 0.2, advanced retail sales negative. Everything's as expected. Ooh, I missed that one. January Empire negative 20%. Negative 20. Negative 20. Is that, I don't know. I think it's funny, a lot of these numbers, right? Some country had, what was it, manufacturing data came out, and it was like a negative number. I'm like, how do you have negative manufacturing? How does one actually create negative manufacturing? Like, you have a factory, and what are they doing? Are they destroying things? Right? Are they putting widgets into the shredder? I mean, how do you get negative numbers? Seems like if you were doing nothing, yeah, you'd get zero, right? How do you get negative manufacturing data? So anyways, here we are. The numbers are not good. So what tends to happen? Japanese will tend to get strong. By the way, Japanese yen is strong across the board. Ripper, awesome. I'm looking at everything with a yen on it, and it's awesome. I want to check some gold because dollar's weak at the same time. Let's check out some gold. I don't normally stare at gold. Hang on, I got to update that chart. Hang on. Come on now, touch me, baby. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why can't you tell me? There we go. So, price, if we're looking at gold daily, it kicked off weekly S1. Now, if you're a bear, your target was 1050-ish, 1052. So if you're a bear, you're getting ready to sell gold right here, right now. Ciao, is what your thought is. Okay? That's what you do. Okay? A bull, as you already know, and we already talked about this, so I won't spend too much time, simply bought that. And they're looking at something similar but different, as they say in Canada. No, no, no. I'm sorry. In Canada, they say it's the same, only different. There you go. I messed it up. There you go. It's the same, only different. And that's that. And for some reason, amateurs are compelled to do something in the middle. Who's that, Ray D? Damn. Oh, I see. I'm out. So I got 75 pips now on the pound dollar. Now I'm going to trade and start the rain. I guess we'll do pound dollar. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. You see my trade? Boop, boop. Now I'm going to love you till the heavens start the rain. So I sold a 50% retracement. Not too scary, dude. Not too scary. Bum, 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 bum. Right? So where's the actual trigger, you say? Can you see it? Five eight cross down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? Back to the 55. 5 8 cross down. Models and bottles, baby. Similar comment to Ryan. Yeah. But that's how she's done. So, anyways, quite frankly, I wasn't sure what we were going to do here. But let me also make this better. This actually wasn't the setup. Let me show you the actual setup. Okay? But that's part of the analysis. It's the 4 hour that did it. Now I'm going to love you. And what I was trying to catch was the 21. Okay? That's all. But, that's what we did here and earlier and the day before, the day before that. There's also, how many people went through the mean reversion stuff with me? Oh, boom. By the way, 10-year T-note just hit a yield of 2%. Boom. Somebody's buying bonds. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There was just a huge jump into 10-year treasuries, which means stock market is going to what? Go up or go down when the 10-year T-note tanks to 2%. I'm going down in a burning ring of fire. I go down, 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 and the flames get higher, and it burns, burns, burns. That S&P 500. Yeah, that's not good for the U.S. stock market. Blah, blah. Right? Because that means bond prices are going up, which means stock prices are probably going down. Benny says USD up. No, knew. I just covered it. Japanese government bonds, man. Japanese government bonds are going to get strong. Yen's going to get strong. I just spent like, what, 20 minutes talking about Kiwi yen falling based on on stuff. But anyways, let's move on to this. I can't zoom in anymore. Here's the other thing that I was trying to do last night, because obviously if I have 75 or something pips on this, wow, I can't get out of this. It's because I've been in it overnight, right? Look at that. I can't grab that fib. There it is. And here's my ripper awesome, amazing, super sophisticated, hard to really explain in English trade plan. Sell it at the 5 EMA. Okay, right? Isn't that the mean reversion trade? Right? What's the name of my yacht? Ride to 5. That's the name of my yacht. Ride to 5. So yeah, so that's it happening right there. And can you see, right? It's pretty close. Where do you get the indicators? Google it, dude. So according to PSAR, my stock bum ba bum. Come on now, touch me, baby. Oh, can't you see that I am not afraid? Wow, dollar index getting crushed though. What does that mean? It means Americans are cashing out of the stock market buying bonds. Foreigners are cashing money out of the stock market and moving it to Japan. Foreigners are not the ones buying 10-year T-note in the U.S. They're buying 10-year JGBs or 2-year JGBs or 30-day JGBs. Boom, 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 boom. Cool, huh? Cool beans, man. Well, we got 3.5 minutes. What can I do? Yes, well, dollar index is weak. Why would the Kiwi dollar move? Just look at the dollar index. Or if you don't have a dollar index, do this. This is what I do. You ready? Wait for it. Okay, wait for it. I look at this and I say, boom, dollar's weak. So why would Kiwi dollar fall? Kiwi is weak, but so is dollar. Right? Look, pound's weak, dollar's not moving against it. Right? Euro dollar going up. Let's move everything to a 15-minute chart, let's say. Let's get everything congruent here on time frames. Okay, in the moment, right? 15-minute charts. Okay. Okay, neutral, weak, neutral, neutral, weak, and weak. Even Canada's stronger, right? There's not one scenario where dollar's strong. And the only time they're neutral is on currencies we're already crushing. So if it's neutral against pound, but pound sucks, right? So I just look at this and go, it's weak. That's it. Done. So clearly, foreigners are pulling their money out of the United States. And one place they're moving it pretty quickly is Japan. Maybe just bonds are too expensive here. That's all. Who knows? Okay. And what? I got 90 seconds left. Give me another one. Quick, 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 quick. I don't like to waste time. Give me another pair. Give me another pair. Give me another pair. Yeah, Ryan. Ryan, I've been making myself public for well over 10 years, writing magazine articles, going on TV, speaking at conferences, doing webinars and webinars and webinars. It's all out there, my friend. Oil I already did in great detail like twice. USD CAD, all right, let's do that one quick. I already have it here, right? Well, you know what? Let's bring up the actual chart. All right, so I thought maybe I had some interesting pre-done analysis, but no. All right, so right, really complicated stuff. Very difficult to trade. You need to be professional because this is too sophisticated for an amateur. You buy when it retraces to support, right? Buy when it retraces to support. 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 So on Monday, when it comes back down to here, you should buy if you believe this is going to continue its way up. And you say, Wayne, the 1 hour chart is just too fast for me. I need more time. 30 hours is just too much for me. So then what you should do is use a 4 hour chart. And every time, perhaps, if you want to, if you believe this is going to go up, then every time it touches the 21 EMA, you buy it. Okay? Or what my book suggests is if you're above the 21, you buy the 5A cross up, right? You cash out. You buy the 5A cross up, you cash out. Buy and cash out, so you get caught in some consolidation. Finally, breakout. Notice that the angle of separation between the 21 and 55 is diminished. So anyways, blah, 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 blah. Breaks out, right? Moves to the upside. So 5-8 cross up, cash out. 5-8 cross up, cash out. 5-8 cross up. And you're still long and strong, I think. Cool. There you go. So I chipped in an extra 90 seconds. I apologize for running over. Thank you, moderator. Bravo, 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 bravissimo. Thank you, moderator. Appreciate it. Thank you, FX Street. And thank you, guys. I appreciate what you do and how hard you work. I know you're trying to find success. Thank you for interacting with me today. Where can you read about my indicators? I don't have anything special. I use pivot points and moving averages. This is an oscillator. There is a 2-hour video on FX Street, that's probably something that you'll want to do. A 2-hour video. So what's it called? Yeah, and read the book. You know what? I don't. I think the video is just simply called Strategic and Tactical Forex Trading. Right? Amazon.com. What kind of thing you want? Forex. How do you sort this? I did this just yesterday. Relevance. How do you shift it so it's like books? I guess I got to go books. Oh, there it is. Hardcover. And the book is right there. There it is. 2008, still a top 10 selling book. They actually raised prices. Amazing, huh? So there it is, the guide to strategic and tactical forex trading. Boop, boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. There you go. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Is there an ebook version? Yeah, there's a Kindle version. So, Wiley, yeah, here it is. Wiley does a lot of publishing, so they got it every way you want it. Every way you want it, it's sweet. Okay, so anyways, so it's half price for, yeah, nice, good deal, huh? $40 for a PDF. Hey, well, it's 250 pages. Peace on earth, may the pips be with you. May your profits be above average, and I'll see you next week, huh?